the fourth of our 5 disciplines of extraordinary school leaders is this notion of going first. And what are we going first in? Leading well-being. Well-being is very, rightly so, a very popular topic right now in education. And this notion of what we would call relationship fitness. How fit are your relationships at school? You know? They say people change all the time, and they forget to tell one another. Someone ever changed on you? 50% of marriages end in divorce. One of the most common things inside everyone's unique is that people grew apart. You with me? Now, how do you grow apart if you're living together the whole time, right? It's tricky. You're changing and not keeping your relationship fit. You know what I mean? Things aren't fit, just like the gym. You're not staying fit. And so it is in our work with high-performance teams. They keep their relationships fit. Low-performance teams take each other for granted. What are we talking about here? In leadership, a lot of us go to courses and we're told, and there's plenty of books about this, that we should go last as a leader. We should go last. Be the servant of all, speak last, allow other people to talk first. Has everyone heard that? Hope you have, because it's true. Except, for matters of strategy, you should always go last. For matters of sharing, the opposite rule applies. You must go first. Okay, Brene Brown, vulnerability. If you want other people to open up, you must open up first. So that's the go first rule when we're talking about discipline 4, work, life and well-being. How as a leader do I go first? And you need to go first in terms of vulnerability. Okay, we don't need to go first. All right, let's talk about our fitness goals. I'd just like to announce I got the marathon done in my sub 350 time and I'm rocking out. Who's next with some well-being sharing? That's not what we're talking about, are we? No, you need to mirror what you want the other person to say. I'll go first. Look, I've made some good gains here, but my screen time's atrocious and I'm going to be accountable to the group. I really do not. I need to it's probably got so bad now, I probably need to just put it in another room at night. I need to be accountable for that, because if I can do that, if you'll help me do that, I'm going to be better. Who's next? Everyone's like, oh, it's me. Oh, yeah, I'm probably not so good either. See how you set the tone? Yeah, go first when sharing. And so you go first sharing in the bigger one-on-one chatty sense. What goals are you working on? You know, how do they stay motivated and turn up at the gym? Sometimes you don't. I learned this as a therapist, as a clinical psychologist. It's really important for me to take the lower seat. It's really important for me to have a problem my patient can solve for me. Yeah? I had to learn to knit once because I convinced my patient that if I could learn to knit, so many good things would happen to me. And my patient had never been out of the ward in 20 years, was having electric shock therapy bilaterally. And over 3 months, she taught me to knit. And as she criticised me and laughed and cackled and thought I was a silly man, she left hospital. She moved out into an accommodation unit. No one could believe it. Still got my dodgy knitted coat hanger at home. I'm quite proud of that. All the stitches I dropped. Do you get where we're going? School leaders don't understand. They think they have to show perfection. Okay, I sit with executives all the time saying, I've got an open door. If anyone's struggling with well-being, it's important around here, come talk to me. And I'm just shaking my head. Like, that's lovely, but that's not going to get the conversation going. Organised vulnerability. A vulnerability story that is okay for me to share. Okay, you don't give your pearls to swine, as we say in religion. You share things you're okay to share. But they set the tone of vulnerability. And once you do that, everybody gets on board. And then you can check in on one another. Did you get to the gym this week? I had a shocker. I hit drive-through at Macca's again. But I'm on it for next time. And they go, I like that guy. Oh, really? I had this problem. And then you don't have to wait for Are You OK Day anymore before you ask someone if they're okay. It's every day is Are You OK Day. And then when someone is genuinely struggling, they don't have to think twice and build up all the courage to talk to you. They have that style of chat with you every day. That's your ace in the hole as a leader. Do you go first setting a well-being vulnerability narrative? Because everything else is nowhere near as powerful as that one act. And that one act at times takes a bit of preparation for you. Takes a bit of thinking. What am I okay to share about that's right for the team, and what isn't right for me? I'm not there yet. I don't want to put that on the table. Extraordinary leaders have a bank of 4 to 5, we call them vulnerability stories. They're obviously true, but they take the time to work them out and use them. Very powerful when you see that in play. The other thing is this relationship fitness idea, continuous team building. In high performance teams land, where we come from, we have little warm-ups at the start of every meeting, regardless of the purpose of the meeting. We do a one-word barometer check-in, okay? We have our protocols, Chaplain House, and our moderator and chair, and we do a very short team building exercise that's calibrated to the team's level of trust. Simple, right? So they have a total of 3 to 5 minutes spend, because you can do a conversation starter in 2 minutes with a group of 7 people, because you just do it in triads. And we have a 3 to 5 minute spend every time the team gets together, and then they get on with whatever else they're there to do. Simple, but that tiny little movement that's continuous, what's that doing in the gym of relationships? Keeping it fit. Another random icebreaker, I've learned some other piece of information, or in a higher trust one. Or we're actually going to stop and spend time getting to know each other. But the relationships stay fit. And we need fit relationships, because when we have harder feedback, when we have conflict, we need to have enough empathy in the tank, money in the bank, that we can then ride out or wrestle with the harder stuff. And the easiest way to do that is simple, repetitive routines of teams sharing stuff. Sharing stuff lightweight. The last movie I saw was ... We call that a level 1 conversation starter. Or really heavy stuff. One thing I deeply believe, yet I know is not true, is ... Which one would you like to answer? And teams control this journey. Simple things. Discipline 4, what's your number? Do you have that stable stock in trade on? Like me, what's the first thing you learn about me? I've got 5 daughters, and I might have done a lot of parenting, but I'm open for tips. And I'm not bluffing, right? Vulnerability must be genuine. You can feel it. Have you got your stock in trade vulnerability stories? And do you use them regularly to set the tone you're looking for to encourage other people to share? And continuous team building. No matter how busy it gets, no matter how preoccupied you are as a leader, do you do your one-word barometers before you start your meeting, and do you do your warm-up, your icebreaker? We go, oh, we're all too busy and none of us like that anyway, let's skip it.